You want the traffic one first, correct?
Well, don't spoil it.
He tells you right off the bat.
don't spoil the great scene he paints. Well, first, I do want to address the article I tweeted out about Alec and his family.
Yes.
Can we pull that up? Because my suspicion, I think I said this on Kirk's show the other day, but my suspicion is Alec Baldwin is throwing out, the New York Post and whoever else will listen to him, thinking about getting the reality game, being Hilaria.
Thinking about making a ton of money.
We finally answer what a cucumber in fact is.
I know you tweeted a perfect thing. I need this.
I need it. I was saying to Carl the other day that I was like, Alba, don't worry about rent.
We'll make.
I think our luck is about to change. Walking through life like a man with a purpose. This Alec Baldwin show is gonna cruise me through 2025.
The New York Post headline is so mean too.
What's that?
Quote, desperate. Alec and Hilaria Baldwin are seriously considering a reality TV show with 7 kids.
See, for some reason I read it as like desperate was going to be the name of the show or something, but that makes more sense that they're just trashing Alec and Hilaria.
Oh, for sure. The first sentence is Alec and Hilaria plus 7.
Okay, catchy.
That would be the worst title for anything.
Terrible.
Alec Baldwin revealed Wednesday that he and his wife, Hilaria, 39, have been workshopping a potential reality series starring the duo and their 7 children.
I'm going to guess being Baldwin?
That
feels like something in that realm.
It should be some sort of gun pun. Is what they should do.
Oh, hey. We'll see what network buys it.
Or if you only had 6 kids, it could be 6-shooter. That'd be good.
Well, that's a fantasy world we don't get to live in, Craig.
Honestly, if we give him like one more year, he might accidentally make that happen.
If he treats one of the current kids like Ireland and just forgets them.
This is from Kelly Ripa. When I think about you and Hilaria and your 7 young kids, now I know what you're going to say, but I just go with me. This has reality TV written all over it. Kelly Ripa, who hosts Sirius XM's Let's Talk Off Camera. Shockingly, Baldwin, 65, told Ripa that the duo have thought about it a lot.
I've thought to myself, now that Hilaria has 2 million followers, how do we get her to 3?
I was scrolling on iPad and it just came to me.
I very much appreciated everyone that tweeted at me and said this will be great on iPad.
Yeah.
We're premiering in September on iPad, so look forward to that.
We've gone over a lot of things on the show. That still might be my favorite thing ever said.
This is on iPad. I watched this on iPad.
You can get Netflix on iPad.
What I pray happens is that this is on Netflix.
I hope so.
Because then there's a chance it really sweeps the nation.
That
if it's on some other streaming service or on cable or whatever, people aren't going to give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
This could really cruise this show to the top because we would be the #1 Alec Baldwin recap podcast.
For sure. And we're ahead of the game. We're so ahead of the game.
Yeah. We've got a stable of Baldwin fans here.
Actually, for the show purposes, I hope it's not on Netflix because then it'll be impossible to clip.
Oh, good point.
So hopefully it's anywhere else.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I don't know. He's teasing it. I think it's something he's throwing out there in hopes it does happen. But maybe I'm wrong.
Let me read this next sentence.
Please.
According to the 3-time Emmy Award winner, the main reason he wants to do a reality show would be to, quote, stay home and work from home, end quote.
I've been doing a lot with iPad lately, and I'd like to really work on that, hone that craft. I've been working on iPad so much. Do you know you can play chess on iPad?
I'm desperate to try to work from New York, the actor said.
I like that the New York Post, by the way, takes that and is like, quote, desperate. What bricks?
Oh man. And then just especially if this was like a national show and Hilaria was like a focal point.
She would have to be. She would probably be the star.
Yeah, but she would get dug into and all that shit would come out.
She would be the star, and I really can't as embarrassing as Alec is on Instagram. I can't imagine he's a respected actor. Like he's gonna just be on a reality show now.
No matter what he's done or who he's shot or anything, you can't take away his acting ability.
Jack Donaghy to me is a top 10 television character of all time. Like I love Jack Donaghy.
I always thought he was great in The Departed. I really liked him in
He's
that
great in
movie.
a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be bizarre to see him like Hilaria was supposed to take the kids to school today, but I guess it's my job now. And then he has to pack their lunches for him. Oh, it's wacky. He doesn't know how to make a sandwich.
With me, everything's about my family, the 30 Rock alum said. I have really tried in the last several years.
Except for, of course, my oldest daughter, who I called a little piggy girl.
I have really tried in the last several years. Once we had 5 and then 6 and then 7 kids. I can't go anywhere for any length of time. So
unless I'm pulling the trigger on set. Unless I'm out firing off a couple of rounds.
I hope just as a joke, the cameramen on this show or camera people, whatever it is, should all have Kevlar vests on.
It was cute the first day, but I'm gonna have to ask you to take that off now.
It turns out it was in the contract.
That's this could be like The Office, where he has that interaction with. He's like, "All right, come on, wise guy, take the vest off," and then it's just him alone. Because it was in their contracts.
His hair's all disheveled as he's choking someone.
So I figured it was our duty to watch little Alec Baldwin. He hasn't posted much real recently, but I did find a series of videos that we skipped. And shame on me for not watching the whole thing the first go around. As Hackright pointed out earlier, I have a habit of doing that. With Alec Baldwin, sometimes these videos are so long that if it doesn't entice me right away, I get a little bored. I went back and watched this one, and I said, I think there's reason to stick around here. So let's play. We might not even play both, but we have to play at least the first video that we have. Because Alec makes his list of top 5 movies. Top 5 comedies even, maybe. I forget. So he's following in the footsteps of Stuttering John, apparently. And as any good list starts, he starts with the best and works down. So buckle up.
Oh, yeah.
I am on the West Side Highway, bumper to bumper traffic, afternoon rush hour. So therefore,
I was bored, so I figured I would bother all of you.
You guys have to hear me.
I have literally nothing better to do, so I thought I would check in with you folks.
Of my 5-part series on the Woody Allen films I love the most.
Good, Alec. I was hoping you wouldn't just list them. I was hoping you would drag it out over 5 parts, which, by the way, he doesn't. It's 2 parts, weirdly. But I will say, kudos to Alec. I think he's learned the monotony of him droning on into the camera would be better complemented with a little background music. So he's treating us to some piano in the background.
It is nice.
Big filmmakers who've made many, many films. I think his recent Coup de Chance is his 50th movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go back a little bit. I want to hear what he said.
Woody Allen films I love the most. Now,
another man who's completely innocent of all charges.
He didn't do anything either.
What I've come to respect most about Woody Allen is his ability to live an innocent life. A lot of people get accusations hurled at them, and they let it control them. But guys like me and Woody come out safe on the other side.
People can't take the heat.
Prolific filmmakers who've made many, many films. I think his recent Coup de Chance is his 50th movie.
I liked his recent work, the HBO documentary, where they pretty much lay out that he raped a child. I found that to be gripping.
I couldn't look away.
Levinson, people who made a lot of movies back in the old days. Hitchcock, Capra, Ford.
We're getting a list within a list.
I wonder what this driver's like. Shut the fuck up.
I could name
Sir, this is after Alec was like, "Sir, would you like to hear my list of top 5 movies?"
Well, let me fire up my phone.
Oh, please, God, no, thank you. I'm putting the partition up.
Okay, I'll talk to iPad.
Minnelli, whatever. People who made great films. Frankenheimer, a personal favorite of mine. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The thing
good.
about these films
I was hoping this wouldn't be original.
is they restore my faith in humanity. If I'm down, if I feel like the world is
Because all the movies I'm about to list haven't taken a human life, unlike some of my films.
whatever my feelings are that are eating at me, there's nothing more reliable to me than watching a film of Woody's. And
I'll tell you what's unreliable is armorers. Directors, very reliable. Armorers on set, wildly unreliable.
You can't trust them to do their job.
it makes me feel better. There's an elixir quality to Woody's movies. And no movie performs that function. There's no movie that has that
That's
effect.
good. The Rapist is serving you an elixir. That's how you want to promote it. It's like he's having you doze off and you don't even really know what happened.
Just slowly go to sleep.
Then Broadway Danny Rose. I think Broadway Danny Rose is the funniest movie ever made. I mean, there's a lot of.
Is this like a whole list? Just a bunch of like an indie
Highfalutin.
Yeah, like nothing you've ever heard.
Well, what I love about it though is, I mean, I've heard of Broadway Danny Rose, but yeah, it's a kind of a snobby list of films. But what I like about it is, I mean, nothing beats Broadway Danny Rose, so it's all downhill from here, folks. I love when you start a list, you're like, here's by far the best. Now here are some lesser films as we go along.
Great movies out there.
Yeah, each movie it's no Danny Rose.
As we've established, it's nothing close to Broadway Danny Rose, but
between that and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I love that movie. Stanley Kramer, another prolific filmmaker. So, I love Broadway Danny Rose. I love the setup. I love the construction. They're at the Carnegie Deli.
This is
they're all
one of this generation's fine. I love Alec Baldwin as an actor. So you think he's going to list his top 5 movies? We're going to get some real insight here. Listen to his insight on film. So far, we've got. I really loved it, but it gets more in depth. Don't worry.
Spitballing about the comedy world, the cabaret world, whatever it is. And I think it's Sandy Bear.
Whatever it is.
The ringleader there, or the head guy. And they flash back and they talk about Danny Rose. He goes, you guys got time? Sandy Bear says, you sure you got time? But this is going to take some time, this story. I've got the Danny Rose story, he says.
So he's just quoting the movie. So this is like, well, you're stuck at a holiday party or something, and someone comes up to you and is like, "You ever seen Goodfellas?" Like, yes. Remember they're at the fucking restaurant or whatever it is, and he says the thing to him, and then he's like, "Now go get your fucking shine box." Yes. No, I said I've seen the movie. Yes, I know.
We might have to do a watch along for Broadway Danny Rose to see if he's like telling us the truth.
Boy, Alec really nailed it.
See if it's the worst movie we've ever seen.
Hey, they do say all the stuff that Alec mentioned.
He was right.
I don't ever remember Siskel and Ebert being like, what I really liked is the beginning when one guy goes up to the other guy and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like, "I'm pretty good. My name's Broadway Danny Rose. What's your name?"
And oh my God. And Mia is in the film. Does an amazing job. I mean, how Mia pulled that mafia, that mob.
For those of you that don't know, and listen, I don't know where I stand on the whole Woody Allen fiasco, but for those of you that don't know, Mia that he's referring to is Mia Farrow, who has accused Woody Allen of raping her daughter. the Mia that he's so casually referring to in this movie? Like, Woody directed, so of course Mia's in it. Those two love each other.
They're really close.
Out of her pocket is just mesmerizing to me. Mia's a great actress. Mia's a great actress. She's a great movie actress. She made a lot of great movies, and many of them with Woody.
That's about it. And I don't know anything else about their relationship, frankly.
But my God,
she's of age now.
Everything, Oh, you're an Aries, he says to her frustrated boyfriend. He's a poet, the mother says. He's a sensitive. And the Malokia, she says. I could go on and on and on.
And then I watched a film recently where a gentleman, he was sitting on a bench, and he mentioned that he was like, what was it? Oh, yes, life was like a box of chocolates. And I thought, boy, that's an interesting point.
And I really love that. Legless lieutenant.
And then he played ping pong, and he met the president. He did a lot of really great things. What was that gentleman's name? It was Forrest something. I don't know. Sally Field was in it. That's this is my review of Forrest Gump. He's not reviewing the movie. He's just like telling you. He's giving you the gist of it.
It took place in Alabama.
It's God forgive me. It's Barney Dunn.
He's doing character work now.
Back to the coffee shop. Barney Dunn. You know Barney Dunn. Then they cut to Barney Dunn, the stuttering ventriloquist. So listen, you kids. He's at a party somewhere. I mean, the moments in this movie are just so unbelievable.
And then Harvey Keitel says, "You're gonna be okay. So now say the fucking words."
That was actually like one of the first things he said that was like almost like a review. The parts are fucking amazing or whatever.
Oh, it's all really good. This is my review of the movie. It's all really good.
It's quite good and a fun watch.
It's a movie that's been out for 60 fucking years. And Alex like, guys, I had to get this out ASAP.
Part. I mean, when Danny has his Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, his holiday dinner, and a couple of people show up at his house, and it's just he has a small life. It's a small life, but nonetheless, a lot of things to be grateful for.
And here's the thing: Vito Corleone is in the mafia, but he still wants to impose sort of, rules and sanity. But that was the thing about Michael, is he was different. He was more cutthroat. All right, I never heard that take before, Alec. Thank you.
Sonny was just a madman.
And then Fredo, we'll get into him in part 2.
It shows him kiss one of his brothers.
No spoilers.
Bones, all of it. And I'm going to stop there. Broadway Danny Rose, number 1. I'm going to stop at number 1.
I'm going to stop there before I've told you virtually anything about this film, other than 2 quotes that I remember.
Now, I know all of you probably want to just go run and find the nearest showing of Broadway Danny Rose.
It's most easily accessible on iPad.
4 and 5 are not necessarily in that order. I love them all. They're very different. But
now he's telling you where the list doesn't matter. He's like, that was absolutely number 1. The rest, I don't know what order they're in. Even though earlier he said it's a mad, 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 mad world is his clear second favorite film. But now the order doesn't matter. Nothing about this list is right.
I mean, what'd your husband do? He was a juice man for the mob. He made juice for the mob? That was silly. He was a collector. He collected money. What happened to him? They shot him in the eyes. Oh, he's blind?
And they said, we needed that money, Karen. Why would you do that?
I hope I didn't rewind too far.
I love them all. They're very different. But number 1 is Broadway Danny Rose. I mean, what'd your husband do? He was a juice man for the mob. He made juice for the mob? That was silly. He was a collector. He collected money.
I'd like Alec to reenact the whole thing.
I know.
Just a one-man show, Broadway Alec Baldwin.
This video is long enough that it could be like half the movie.
Yeah, don't worry, gang. If you're worried, if you're like, hey, Mike, there's no way we're going to get to the second movie on his list, we do.
In the eyes. Oh, he's blind? No, stupid, he's dead. Oh, of course, straight through into the brain.
He's loving it. He's loving his portrayal of this Woody Allen film.
He's killing himself.
Oh, boy, I really get myself going. And then there's this other time where an innocent mother was walking on set, and I said, but there's no bullets in this thing. That one gives me a lot of laughs as well.
My favorite movie. So I hope this works. I'm in a cab in New York. I just came from
Okay, hold on.
Fucking poor cabbie now has to deal with it.
What, sir? Are you talking to me? Oh, no. This is for 2 million people on Instagram.
Went to the Manhattan School of Music to see their student orchestra perform.
Now, guys, you might be thinking, hey, Mike, in this second part of the video, why are you even playing it? Because it's a little hard to hear. Well, don't worry. It gets worse.
4 pieces. They did 3 Black Kings from Duke Ellington. They did, let me see if I can read this. They did,
He's in a cab, it's noisy, and it's raining.
I said I really like Casablanca. Casablanca is my second favorite film. We didn't need this message that badly, Alec.
No, but he thinks you did. That he several hours later had to finish.
Get to safer ground.
from Bates. They did Hovannes, his Mysterious Mountain, and then they did An American in Paris, the Gershwin piece. Great evening. Now, when I did the piece before, the first thing I mentioned, I left out Nick Apollo Forte. I love.
Oh, you mean there's something about the movie you didn't mention earlier? You think it was a bit of a sloppy review?
Hey, Rose, and I forgot Nick Apollo Forte and his great performance. So let's throw that back into the other bin. The wrote by Danny Rose with Corbin Monica and.
You can't fucking hear him over the car engine.
I think the guy's trying to get him to shut up, and he's driving over a rumble strip.
Revving his engine.
He sees the rumble strip, and he's just staying on it.
You know, it's pretty good as Tarantino. It was a good movie.
Hey, boys, a Jackie Gale. I should have put this up.
The window's open. You can hear the wind.
This taxi driver is doing anything he can to shut this guy up.
He's hoping someone throws a coffee at him.
But then my next movie.
Jackie Brown is actually underrated. If you look at the movies, a lot of people talk about Pulp Fiction, but Jackie Brown, people don't care it ever struck.
It's no Broadway Danny Rose.
His radio days, again, a very jaunty New York kind of movie.
Speak up, Alec. I can't hear you.
He's literally holding the phone next to an open window.
A great cast, you know.
The wind is now so loud that it's drowning out the piano music.
I want the dash cam video from this cab. It's so bad.
By, you know, so many actors. I mean, Larry David has a bit in this. And
Now I'm listening.
Danny Aiello, that great thing. Sailor's Hornpipe. When they're the burglars who decide to play on the game show, on the radio show. And Diane Keaton, of course. And Julie Kaplan.
Weaving in and out of traffic. Let me get this cocksucker's destination.
Michael Lerner, Diane Wiest. I'm going to leave out a lot of people. But and Mia. And oh my God, Radio Days. Again, another one where there were two. So many wonderful moments, great performances. But I always remember that thing with Mia. Which is
James Cameron's films made a lot of money, but they really don't hold up The plot I don't find as interesting as, say, Scorsese or Tarantino.
I hear the cannons roar.
Glad he got his impressions in. Those were pitch perfect.
What's going on with this cab driver? What's he thinking?
This guy's going home and he's like, he tells this whole story about how this crazy guy is on his phone, and he's like, and you're not going to believe it. Academy Award nominated actor Alec Baldwin.
Honestly, he wouldn't stop talking.
I just always crack up when I hear that, you know. And the student goes up before. He's like, "Honk! I hear the cannons roar."
It's like, get me home.
He's definitely
This is definitely my last ride of the night.
He's definitely on a rumble strip. Please, for the love of fucking God.
And then,
sorry, my driver appears to be going off a bridge here.
I'm not gonna make it.
Roger Daley and Irene Ripa, the radio hosts. I love them. And of course, Kenneth Mars, the great.
How great would it be if this guy drove off the fucking George Washington Bridge and Alec Baldwin's just going, Don Bailey, or whatever the fuck name he just said, doing accents.
As the cab's filling with water because his fucking window's open.
Now, as you know about iPad, this is waterproof. So
I got the special case.
To a rabbi, you say my faithful Indian companion? Whack! You know, I mean, what's one of the funniest?
Definitely a white cab driver right now.
The cab driver's on the phone with his wife. Honey, if I don't make it, I don't know. This guy's getting racial now.
I've seen in the movie in my whole lifetime.
This guy's swerving, just not giving a fuck what other cars are on the road. He's like, I'm getting this guy out of my cab.
Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
I have.
You remember when he's on that like double-decker bus that's driving like crazy through the streets? That's what I imagine this cabbie's doing right now.
Anyway, Radio Days. What a great movie. What a great.
Can't hear him.
What was the name of the movie? Radio Days?
Radio Days, I think.
I think that's what he said. But
I don't know because we can't hear him. But
I'm not positive.
Wartime, I guess, post-war. They're raising money for the Jewish homeland. They're stealing money from the Jewish homeland. Or they're stealing money.
He sounds like he's in like the bed of a truck hitchhiking or something.
Yeah, he is.
Such violence. It's nice. Actually, that he's performing for you. I'm going to script it on performing for you.
I don't give a fuck. I know some people don't like the Alec Baldwin segments. They find them boring. If you don't find this hilarious, that this man is talking to no one in general. Like, there's no one that's like, other than us, there's no one that's like, I wonder what Alec Baldwin's posting on Instagram. But even the videos he's making are incoherent. You can't hear them.
They make no sense. None whatsoever. There's actually 10 seconds left in this video. I thought that was it. Hold on.
I'm coming to an end here, but in summation, Steven Spielberg has made some good films. Okay, Alec, we got it.
Good job. Access worship Kenneth Mars. The imitation is the sincerest form. Right? Anyway, Radio Days, number 2.
10-minute video. We got to number 2 on the list.
Number 2, he says.
You know what? You guys get the gist. We're not going to finish up the list. I'm gonna promote Alec's Instagram. Go follow Alec Baldwin on it. Follow Alec Baldwin on Instagram and finish the list for yourselves.
Find him on iPad.
Find him on iPad.